Hello students! In this video, we will understand fission as an asexual mode of reproduction. As you know, asexual reproduction requires only one parent, and so cells produced from this parent are exact copies. The DNA here is the same DNA here. Fission can be of two types, binary fission and multiple fission. As the name says, in binary fission, one parent splits into two individuals, while in multiple fission, one parent gives many individuals. Fission usually occurs in simple unicellular organisms like bacteria, amoeba, euglena, paramecium, plasmodium, etc. So let's see binary fission first. It is one of the simplest and least complicated methods of asexual reproduction. The term binary comes from the bi, which means two, and fission means to divide. The first thing in binary fission is duplication of all the contents of cell, and then cell divides into two new cells. For cells having no nucleus, the first step is very simple. Chromosome first opens up or uncoils and duplicates. This doubles its genetic content. Now the cell doubles its cytoplasmic content as well and increases or doubles in size. This includes doubling of proteins, enzymes, organelles, etc. Next is two strands of chromosome moves to opposite ends of the cell. Simultaneously, from the middle of the cell, there is a small pinch in the cell membrane and it starts pinching inwards further. And lastly, new complete cell wall is formed and the cell splitting completes here at the center. Thus, one parent cell splits into two new daughter cells. At the end of the process, now each of the daughter cells contains a copy of the original nuclear material, that is DNA, as well as necessary organelles. Later on, each of these cells grows and develops as new individual. Now this is simple here. For this bacteria or other prokaryotic organisms, they do not have nucleus. But what about organisms like amoeba, who have well-developed nucleus? And what are these organisms called as? Correct, eukaryotic organisms. In such unicellular organisms, after replicating its division, nucleus gets bigger, almost double in size, with all its nuclear content doubling. Nucleus then divides to form two daughter nuclei. This process is called karyokinesis. Here, karyo is from the Greek word karyon, which means nucleus, and kinesis means breaking or division. Thus, karyokinesis is the process of division of nucleus. Now, this is logical. Since eukaryotic unicellular organisms have nucleus, in fact, well-developed nucleus, there is a stage called karyokinesis, while prokaryotic do not have one such, and so this stage of karyokinesis is absent in them. Obviously, splitting of nucleus includes division of chromosomes into two sets, each set for one nucleus. Now the next step is cytokinesis. In this process, there is division of cytoplasm. As the name says, cyto means cytoplasm and kinesis means breaking. Thus, the process of cytokinesis ensures the equal division of cytoplasm into two new forming cells. In animal cells, the breaking of cell or cytokinesis starts from outside and proceeds towards nucleus inside. This leads to the formation of two new daughter cells. Now you must be thinking that since nucleus divided first here, the cytoplasmic division should start from nucleus and then proceed outwards. Why is it starting from outside and then coming inside? Well, this is true for plant cells. But for animal cells, this is not true. Cytokinesis in them starts from two opposite points on the cell membrane and then extends towards the nucleus. That is, it starts from outside and then goes inside. Well, I just said this is not true for all organisms. For plant cells, the division starts from middle and then proceeds out. Yes, this is an important point here. You already know that plant cell membrane is hard because there is cell wall outside this cell membrane. While for animal cells, it is soft as there is no cell wall outside this cell membrane. And due to this hardness of plant cell, the cytokinesis, that is splitting of cell, starts from outside in animal cells, but in plants it starts from inside. In plant cells, a special structure called cell plate is formed in the middle of the cell, and then this plate extends outwards, which results in formation of two new cells after complete division. Thus, in animal cells, cytokinesis starts from outside, and for plants, it starts from inside. But however, in both of them, this leads to the formation of two new daughter cells, each having its own nucleus and the cell organelles. Now this is about one parent cell splitting into two cells. How about one parent cell splitting into many new cells? Yes, it is called as multiple fission. Multiple fission is the process of asexual reproduction in which instead of two daughter cells, many daughter cells are produced from single parent cell. In this, first nucleus undergoes repeated division to produce large number of nuclei. Note that here they divide inside the cell, which is now called as cyst. After that, each nucleus along with little bit of cytoplasm forms a membrane around it, and then they are released out of the cyst or the parent cell. Observe that all the daughter cells are of equal size and are similar. Organisms like Plasmodium myxomycetes reproduce asexually by multiple fission. So students, we have seen two types of fission, binary fission and multiple fission. And let's quickly summarize ourselves with comparative study of both these types of fission. Binary fission, there are two daughter cells that are formed, and in multiple fission, many daughter cells are formed. Binary fission occurs during favorable conditions. Multiple fission occurs during unfavorable conditions. In binary fission, nucleus divides only once. In multiple fission, nucleus divides repeatedly. In binary fission, first nucleus and then cytoplasm both divide, or sometimes both of them divide simultaneously. In multiple fission, first the nucleus divides, but cytoplasm does not divide. It just surrounds each nuclei. Whatever amount is there, out of that, it just surrounds each nuclei. The parent cell does not break in binary fission, it just splits. In multiple fission, the parent cell breaks, releasing many new smaller cells. Organisms like amoeba, bacteria, euglena, etc. show binary fission. And organisms like Plasmodium, sporozoans, myxomycetes, algae, etc. show multiple fission. Now students, if you can recall, I said during fission, parent cell splits into two or many cells. But how does the split happen is the most interesting part of this fission process. And we will see this in the next video.